All right. So, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that, like, probably no one is just fluking into this stream, but I don't know what the last time we ever really talked about
What this
this is.
Sure.
Or how you guys came up with this.
I would like to point out, did Zeta Shift give you guys a hug when you came in?
No.
No. They're filthy. Don't hug them.
Whoever was on the computer here approved a challenge for Zeta to hug Dawnguard when they come in.
Oh.
So it was
And then they didn't do it?
They
You
didn't do
get a
it.
hug. Did you get a hug, Serge?
And
Sure
they
didn't.
just took off today. Normally they hang out for a little
Okay,
bit, but they're just
I have
gone.
to say I saw
guess I'm gonna have to-
on the street.
I'm gonna have
Cam
to-
did hug me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is that,
It's
if that
on
I think that
counts?
counts.
All
I didn't
right,
get a
all
hug,
right.
though.
I don't think Beach really slept.
Oh,
I think
Beach
because
Beach,
of
like-
his neck and then
Of course,
all the
Liz.
stuff.
Can I
he's
have a
doing and
hug?
stuff.
Yes,
You
of
were
course.
here.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
All right. So,
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
what is
Thank
this
you.
and what are we doing? So, if by some weird chance you have no idea what this is,
And you're like, hey, this Desert Bus game is weirdly high up
yeah,
in
why
Twitch.
are
fascinating.
Probably like 4,000, 3,500 people watching this right now? We are a charity marathon. We are not ourselves a charity. We are a marathon for a charity, specifically Child's Play charity. This is the 13th year that we've done this.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
You know, I forget
Yes,
that all the
ma'am.
time. I'm really glad that Chris put that in the bottom corner so I can remember what year
So
we're in.
what were you? Yeah. It started way back in 2007 in literally our friend's house, and we came across this game. Paul came across this game actually. You found it. Where'd you find it again?
Waxy, right?
Yeah, so this was, there was just a silly video
Oh, you
about
put
it,
it
or a post about it on, a website called waxy.org, which
And
does a
he
lot
found
of sort of internet history type stuff.
He's also the guy who created XOXO,
Yeah.
and he was the Kickstarter CTO.
And and then made the ISOs of the game available because it was never actually released as a game, of course. I thought it would be a funny idea for us to do a
So-
stream of us playing this game.
Yeah. So originally we were gonna just do something with it for our job, Loading Ready. I mean, it wasn't a job then, but what would eventually be our job, Loading Ready Run.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And I remember coming to everybody in late 2006, I think. So the year before we actually did Desert Bus. And I said, hey, we should try to do something for Child's Play. Because I think that would be a lot of fun. And
This
that was
was
like,
third year of Child's Play or
it was
something?
like second, maybe second or third year Child's Play. And I came to everybody in Loading Ready Run at that point. And I was like, hey, we should maybe do something. And we talked about doing like a local thing. Like renting a space and setting up a bunch of basically a LAN party, really.
Yeah, and play some video games and stuff. Yeah.
We were lazy and never actually.
That sounds like a lot of work to rent a place and set up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I know,
Why would
right?
you want to do that to yourself?
Okay.
And it wasn't going to be like a stream. It was just
No,
going
it
to
was
be
just
like
gonna be a local
thing.
thing that you paid money to get into. I think we were thinking $25 a ticket.
Like
come
a little
in.
mini convention,
Yeah,
basically. Fundraising
essentially,
convention.
Yeah, fundraising convention, or like a fundraising LAN. Like it was literally just going to be a LAN. Bring a bunch of Xboxes and PlayStations and bring your computer and set them up and stuff like that. And we never did that. And then shortly after that idea is when Paul found the Smoke and Mirrors
Yeah.
download, and then we kind of married those two ideas together.
Yeah, it's like rather than just doing it because it would be
It'd
funny.
we thought, hey, why don't we do it for possibly a good cause? And so then I remember in July of 2007, we road tripped. We bought a short bus,
Yeah.
road trip down to San Diego for San Diego Comic-Con
It
because
was like a
we had
yellow short bus.
yeah, because we had
They
one of
ran
our
out of gas. They
Oh,
had
yeah.
a lot of adventures.
I mean, we had less
Kids.
technical problems than we should have, mechanical problems than we should have, so that was nice.
Yeah. Part of the technical problems
really-
were just us not knowing what we were doing problems,
Yeah,
rather than
the-
actual
actually, the only-
technical bus problems.
There were actually no mechanical problems, actually. We ran out of gas once, and we needed to replace the tires. But that's
Yeah.
it. Nothing ever actually broke.
Yeah.
But so that was impressive. But anyways, that was back when Penny Arcade, Mike and Jerry would literally sit at a booth at SDCC And we went up and we talked to them long before we knew who they knew them personally,
Right.
and we were pitching them this idea.
And they were like, okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
cool.
In hindsight, I don't really know what we were expecting they would do.
Yeah, exactly. I think we just wanted their blessing. So we got that, and then we did it, and we managed to raise a whole lot more money than we thought we were going to.
What did you think you were going to raise first year?
So we originally were talking about like setting the goal at like 2,000 or 3,000, and I think Graham was the one who was like, "Now let's just go 5.
Let's go big.
Let's go big, and let's
Woo!
we just
$5,000.
say, Screw it, $5,000." And we're like, "All right, sure, that's fine."
Do you think
And-
it was achievable at the time?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I think the idea was like if we made that a couple $1,000s, we would have considered it to be a big success.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, and then when we that is why we set the 7% thing. Like I had the idea that it would be increasing,
Thank you.
that it would increase for every that every hour would increase, and so I did up like just a little spreadsheet that was just like how much would it be if we did it for this much, and it worked it out that is like, okay, if we did it 7% and we make $5,000, that'll take us to like Sunday night.
Yeah.
And I was like, that'll be good, because we were like, it would be lame if the thing goes for only 24 hours or something, because people have probably played video games themselves for
Right.
24 hours. So that would kind of suck. And so
And also, we had jobs,
yeah,
right? Like, if
yeah.
we,
Yeah, to
And
work
so we
on
didn't want
Monday.
so we didn't want to go too short, and we also didn't want it to go too long.
long.
Right.
And so yeah, we'll say like we're like $5,000, and so and we'll do the 7%, and then and then obviously we made way more money than we expected, and people had to go to work
yeah,
on Monday and Tuesday.
and we ended up going until Wednesday morning at like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
And this is back when we did 4-hour shifts, and we only had 4 drivers.
yeah. So it's 4-hour shifts, so the sleep was totally whacked.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Totally whacked out.
Yeah, because you would do 4 hours, and you would have 12 hours off, and you come back and do 4 more hours, and you have 12 hours off.
Well, you
Yeah.
were younger though, right? Like it doesn't feel like it does.
There
now.
was
Oh,
less,
yeah.
definitely better recovery
Yeah, I
time.
definitely wouldn't do that now, but
Speaking of which, what time did you go to bed last night? I fell asleep at 7:30.
Oh,
I definitely didn't fall asleep that early.
I
I
probably
went
did
to
like
bed at 7:30,
I did like
but-
9 or something.
Yeah,
I went to
bed
sleep
like 9:30.
pretty early. There was no in the chat wasn't like a thing. It was part of we were streaming on Ustream, and one of the things that Ustream does is you can check a box, or did, I guess, because Ustream I think is gone now. But even if it is, anyway, you stream when you stream on Ustream, there's like a little checkbox that's like, do you want to chat with your stream? Or they said this is how it was, and I was like, sure, what the hell, we'll do that. And obviously that turned out to be like the most important part about the entire endeavor, because very quickly after we started we started the thing, some random person in the chat was like, hey, I'll give you $10 or whatever if James plays with socks on his hands for a while. Or something. I don't know if that was the first challenge, but it was among the first challenges. And
Interesting.
and
Cool.
then, and that sort of took off on the sort of doing challenges.
And I mean, we only, as a joke, named it. The first Desert Bus was actually called the first annual Desert Bus for Hope,
and that
because
was
it was just funny.
It was funny to call it that, and
Yeah.
it looked better on the website to
Yeah.
call it the first annual. Like it just sounded better.
So it was
we
a
didn't,
joke. You didn't think
we
you were
didn't,
gonna
we,
go
we
and
didn't
do it.
really expect to do it
Always
again.
makes a joke.
And then we made so much money on it and stuff that we were like, well, we kind of have to do it again now.
I don't have the email anymore, and we've talked. I know I've talked to her on stream back when she used to work for Child's Play, but Kristen Lindsay, who used to basically run Child's Play, I remember emailing her in like January or February of 2008, so a few months after we did the first run, and I was like, "Do we do this again? Like, is this something that we should like? Do you think that we should do this again?" And even she was like, I don't know.
And
I feel like you've probably like that was just lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, you
and
peaked.
we were very
You
much
peaked.
like,
You peaked
it's
at
like, well,
22.
we'll try it again.
Yeah, and we ended up being like, we had because we had a space too. Like we actually had an office. By the time
Very,
2008
very small
I
office.
mean, yeah, it was a tiny
The whole thing.
200 square foot
Oh.
box.
Was
like,
that the smallest venue
Oh, it was
Yes.
ever?
cold. It was
Like,
cold. So
It probably didn't have much more space than comms has. It wasn't as long and narrow. It was a proper box, but it was probably not. It was actually probably about the size of engineering.
Yep.
And we did it there, and that was actually the first year we had the chair. That chair started in 2008.
So this has been here since year.
yeah.
So this is the 11th year, right?
Yeah.
12th year. 12th.
It was Matt's chair, and at least I don't know if after the first year, but at a certain point he was just like, I don't want it back anymore.
Technically speaking, Matt's parents bought that chair.
Ah, that's true.
And because my assumption is that chair and the matching couch, which Matt still has.
Yeah.
Does he
was-
really?
Yeah.
Yes, living room.
Was
Oh, I think I slept on that.
his parents' living room furniture
No
for a while,
sleeping in Desert
and then they
Bus.
got new stuff and took. Yeah.
But yeah, there's many times, especially in Desert Bus 1, there's many times where it was just like the driver sitting there, balancing like a laptop on their leg to read chat to like keep them just to have something because everyone else was like gone or asleep or whatever because we didn't have like the like co-pilot thing.
The infrastructure, right?
Yeah, there was no we hadn't like planned for different like shifts or anything like that. So people would just be like, "Yeah, I'm leaving now. Bye."
Yeah.
I like the people in chat being like, "Don't text and drive."
Yeah. Well, that's and you know that's the
Fair. That's fair. No distracted driving. Apologies.
I have the I think I have the dubious honor of being the first person to crash on Desert
Ooh.
Bus unintentionally.
Yes.
James crashed because he took a dive. Because Eddie Gorodetsky, one of the creators of Desert Bus,
paid me to.
paid $500 to have him take a dive.
Yeah.
Paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was like, look, people are going to want you to do this. Let's just get this over with now. But then when we were going, once we were going, yeah, I crashed because I was also running the website at the time. And the website went down because it was more popular than
So
we
you
expected.
Crashed the website.
And so I was like driving. I was driving the bus and also like going over like trying to look at the
Debug
like
code.
debug code while I was doing the thing. And
So don't code and drive.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely don't code and drive.
Speaking of crashing,